All right, so how does a commercial kitchen work, and how can you make a commercial kitchen rental profitable for yourself when you are renting one out? Well, in this video, I'm actually going to give you a handful of tips on how to effectively and efficiently use a commercial kitchen, preferably to make it more profitable for you so you don't waste your time, but most importantly, wasting your money. So we're going to dive into that right now. All right, guys, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. It's Damian Roberti, founder and CEO of Marketing Food Online. So I have my board up here. I'm actually going to go over a handful of tips and ways that you can make sure that you use a commercial kitchen effectively and make it profitable because of the amount of time it takes for you to do what you need to do in the kitchen and what you're renting it for. I'm going to give you a few tips and pointers that you may have never thought of. So if you're looking to scale your food business and grow your food business by renting a commercial kitchen, you're going to need to pay attention to this video from the beginning all the way to the end. We're going to dive into it right now. So number one, for starters, you need to understand, most importantly, is how do they charge? How do commercial kitchens charge? Number one, they actually charge by either hour or by the day. Now, many commercial kitchens operate this very simplistic way. Now, if you go to a kitchen incubator, which is slightly different, they offer different services and features, that's going to be slightly different. So they're going to charge you in a different way, or even possibly by a membership, but predominantly through the hour or by the day. Well, Damian, which one is the best? I can't answer that. You want to know why? Because it's going to be dependent upon your process. How you actually produce and make your food product in the commercial kitchen will dictate which one of these really is going to fit you best. If you have a product that you make and you know you can do it within maybe 3 or 4 hours and you can create what you need, do it by the hour. If you have a process for a product that may take much longer throughout the day to do, or maybe it has to cool or freeze, or temperature has to be at a right temperature for you to jar it or can it or bag it, whatever it may be, well, then it might be best to do it by the day, okay? So now, number one thing that I wrote down on here is right off the bat, ensure that the kitchen you're going to rent has the right equipment. So equipment is important. Not every kitchen that you rent is going to have the same equipment. So the types of equipment that you need specifically, make sure that those large types of equipment are already found in that kitchen. Now, of course, as you go to the commercial kitchen, and I'll get to this on my list, there's going to be a few things that you're going to bring with you, obviously, in order for you to prepare and prep and make your food product. But all in all, make sure that it has the basic things. If you need refrigeration, you've got to have your sinks, your prep tables, maybe potentially a stove or some type of baking, heating apparatus, or even an oven. Make sure that those large pieces of equipment, they already have on the premises. Believe it or not, some commercial kitchens may be short what you need, and they're going to say, hey, Damian, you know what? You can rent it for the day or the hour, but we're going to need you to bring in whatever type of equipment that you'll need to have, not necessarily an oven or a freezer or a refrigerator, but other equipment that may be heavy, bulky, and take up time, or bulk that may take up time for you to bring to the commercial kitchen. You don't want to do that because it's going to take up your time, right? So make sure that you find out what day or hour, which one works best. Next up, that they have the equipment that you really need. And then next up, you want to find one that can be as close to your home as possible. Now, I'll tell you the reason why. Because if you're leaving your home, especially today, right now on July 26th, I think it is, 2022, we all know the cost of gas prices. If you find a commercial kitchen, but you're having to drive and spend nearly $100 in gas, or $50, $80, or $90 just to get there, that's going to cost you money out of your pocket. So you need to remember that all of the expenses that cost from you to get from your home to the commercial kitchen, or from wherever it is that you're doing it to, that's going to be an expense. So keep that in mind, okay? The closer, obviously, you are to home, the less gas you're going to use. The quicker you get there, you have an opportunity to get your stuff out, prepare your products and everything else that you need. You're not going to be wasting money on gas. So preferably try to find one close to you. Number three, now this may sound odd, but you need to know how to make your product. And here's what I mean. Know how to make the product that you are going to do when you get to the commercial kitchen like the back of your hand. Not something that you're new and you're experimenting with and you're not really sure about, or you just kind of came up with it. Know how to produce it. Why? Because if you're renting a commercial kitchen by the hour, You're going to be using up that time if you don't know exactly how to prep, cool down, package, label, produce, finalize, heat and seal, all that good stuff. You're going to be doing that in the hours that you're renting. So that is not the time to be learning how to make your product. Neither is that the time for you to experiment. You need to know how to truly make that product and make it quick and efficiently, get in and get out and get up what you need to get done. Okay, so know how to make that and make it as quick as possible. Have your recipe scaled before you get there. Obviously, if you're going to rent a commercial kitchen, you need to scale your recipe. Okay, this is ultra important because if, let's say, you're doing salsa and you make a batch of salsa at home and you have a recipe that only produces a couple of jars, but you're going to go rent a commercial kitchen because now you want to make 100 or 200 jars. Also keep in mind that that is not the time that you need to experiment on how to scale the recipe. Understand how your recipe scales before you get to the commercial kitchen. So when you get there, you know exactly how to make 100 units of the product, 200 units of the product, whatever it may be. You need to iron out all those wrinkles and figure out before you get there, that scaled recipe I can do with my eyes closed and my hands behind my back. That's how you have to know how this works. Because again, by the day or by the hour, you're paying for the time in your commercial kitchen. That is like game on, ready to go, rock and roll, get this stuff done. It's not the time to go and waste your money because you're renting a facility. So you need to have that scaled recipe if you're going to create multitudes of your product, a ton of them. Keep that in mind as well. Next up, minimize any additional equipment. So you want to minimize equipment that you bring. Make sure that whatever it is that you're renting the commercial kitchen for, you're not having to bring a ton of different pieces of equipment, small wares, whatever it is, heat sealing machines, labels that you've got made, all of that stuff. Because remember, you're transporting all this stuff into the kitchen, preparing all your stuff, and then bringing it back with you. So minimize the amount of equipment that you're going to bring. Only bring specifically what you need to get the job done. There's no time to play around and play games when you've rented it. Again, back to what I said before, by the hour or by the day, this is not the time to be bringing all of the additional things that you don't need. So make sure that you can minimize the equipment that you're having to lug back and forth to the commercial kitchen. Next up, if you bring help, make sure they are on time. If you have help, if you have part-time help, if you're hiring somebody, make sure they get there on time. They need to either come with you to the commercial kitchen so they are in your vehicle and you are going. Or if I've got 2 or 3 part-time people, I say, hey, look, my kitchen's down here on East 37th Street. I need you to be there by 8. We're renting it from 8 to 12. Make sure you have reliable on-time help. Again, because you are paying by the hour or by the day. So you don't need people to show up an hour and a half late because that's only going to delay your process of producing your food product in the commercial kitchen. So that's not going to be profitable for you, right? Because again, you're paying this person to be there. Make sure they are there. Even if they're 15 or 20 minutes early, that's best. One thing that I was always brought up on when I had my jobs before I owned my own business is that I always arrived on time or before I needed to be there. I'd rather be 15 minutes early, sitting down, waiting to clock in on the time than being late. But make sure your time shows up. Make sure those part-timers or your assistants show up on time. You want to make sure your help is always there. Next up, you want to preset all of your packaging. Packaging needs to be done. So before you go, all your products need to be labeled. If you're filling bags with trail mix, then make sure your labels and everything's on it. So when you put your product in, you can heat seal it and get it done there in the commercial kitchen after you've mixed it and made it. Or if it's a jar, make sure everything is labeled and literally set to have the product poured in or put in to the packaging. You don't want to have to be doing that. Don't label your product at the commercial kitchen. Don't start doing stickers and fancy things and putting ribbons and all that stuff. That's nonsense. You can do that if you have to do anything additional to the packaging. When you bring it back home or when you bring it back to your farmer's market or whatever event, finalize it and maximize it. But you want to make sure labels, things are done on the front and the back. Everything about the packaging is completely done, ready to be sealed and ready to go when you get to the commercial kitchen. Don't do that at the commercial kitchen. The commercial kitchen should be strictly for you producing, mixing, making the product, not making the packaging pretty. You need to do that before you get there. Lastly, number 8, use your time efficiently and don't lollygog and play around. Use your time. You are renting it. You need to use that time solely for the purpose of that day or that hour that you're putting money into it, you need to make sure that you're using that efficiently. When you get there, I don't recommend that if you've got 2 or 3 part-time help, you guys start talking about what happened on your best movie or some TV show last week, or did you catch up on the game and all that. It's go time, it is on. You need to make sure that you are in the moment. You need to make sure that that commercial kitchen rental space is being profitable. And by it being profitable, you need to get in, put what you had to do, and get out. Make sure you use your time wisely because, again, that is your money and that's your profit. So if you've got help, make sure your help is there on time. When you're doing the packaging, pre-label, pre-make, get it ready to be filled with whatever it is that you're doing once you get to the commercial kitchen. Don't do that there. And also make sure you find out one of the most important things because of the gas prices, get something as you can close to your home. Like I said, if you're putting $100 in just to get there and $100 in to come back, that's $200 out of your pocket that you just went to the commercial kitchen to prepare a product that you're trying to make money with. That doesn't make any sense. So try your best to find something close to you. So these are 8 steps to help you understand how does a commercial kitchen work and how can you truly make it profitable when you're renting one of these things by the day or by the hour. So check out these additional resources right here. These videos will give you some more information on commercial kitchens. And if you have questions about renting a commercial kitchen, or if you've actually rented one and you want to share your experience, let us know down in the comments section. And if you're new, definitely hit the subscribe button, and we'll have a whole bunch of brand new videos all week long. I'll see you guys on our next video.